Australia will be hard hit if China's economy collapses. Australia's central government must concentrate on structuring new organised commercial understandings and the idea of a spending surplus if the nation is to withstand the effect of a hard-hit recession caused by the Chinese economy. The dangers of China's economy going into recession are developing. Among some causes are the US-China trade war, giant corporate debts, and the mounting political emergency in Hong Kong, setting the Beijing leadership under immense strain to continue the economic growth that has pushed China to superpower status in the previous 3 decades. In the event that the nation experiences its first economic depression or genuine downturn of the entrepreneur period, Australia won't probably evade economic recession. In the most dire outcome imaginable, Deloitte reports that if China's financial development were to recoil from the current 6.5% to 3%, Australia would remain to lose $140 billion in salary and lose a possible million occupations. In a more pessimistic tone, the Reserve Bank of Australia has discovered that a drop of 5% in the Chinese economy would see Australia lose 2.5% development, which can last more than 3 years. Since Australia has profited by the development of the Chinese economy, it likewise leaves Australia generally helpless in case of a major downturn. This is as reported by Jeremy Thorpe, who is boss market analyst at the consultancy PwC. The most clear effect would be on raw manufacturing component costs. The fare of crude materials to China makes up a gigantic piece of Australia's huge $8 billion exchange surplus with China. In any case, sales of consumer items, for example, wine, meat and infant recipe, would drop if Chinese interest evaporated in a subsidence, leaving a tremendous gap in government and state spending plans. Although a falling Australian dollar could counterbalance some of the damage by making Australian manufactured items more competitive, a deceleration in China economy would likely result in Australia mine closures. This would result in job losses in pockets of regional Australia. Hence, in addition to the revenue shock for Australian governments, there would also be additional budgetary costs from a China slowdown. Certain industries such as the travel industry and services, the two of which are alluring to Chinese guests, would likewise feel the impact. The trigger for a China downturn could emerge out of various possibilities. Most clearly, the present China trade war with the US has given worldwide markets a reason to worry and unpredictability on the markets. The Chinese yuan, for instance, has tumbled to a 11.5-year low under the weight of heated flares between the two governments, especially between President Xi Jinping and President Donald Trump. China is likewise sitting on an immense obligation debt. Spending for government, corporate and family is near 300% of total national GDP. The breakdown of the China Bank, Baoshang Bank, is the first in China for a long time. This may mean that the Chinese economy may have further concerning and alarming issues as the economic growth has lowered to 6.5%. There is Hong Kong. The previous British province is seeing the greatest political emergency since the handover to Beijing 22 years prior. Financial experts are foreseeing that its economy will fall into recession this year. Mediation by Chinese security powers could further harm the economy and would undermine the city's popularity for being a center for worldwide partnerships. It's an obvious fact that it would not just simply be Australia that would feel the devastating impact. The negative economic impact would be for the entire worldwide economy. Australia, however, would face a twofold hit as an open economy that is very dependent on China as Australia's importer. What's more, the RBA doesn't have as much ammunition as they had in 2008 to battle the immediate emergency. What do you think of the current status of the Australia economy? Do you think that Australia's economy is heading towards a recession since China's markets are not really in good health now? Please post your thoughts in the comment box below. If you have liked the content of this video, please hit the like button. Thank you.